Anyway, we got cutscene exposition time. And oh my god, I can't believe I'm just now thinking of this, but I meant to address what took me so long to get upgrades. See, I can't even talk right. Updates for my Let's Plays, including this one, out. If you guys couldn't tell, it's taken me a while. The fact that I had to do these stages really didn't help the matter of the fact that I'd been behind on updates. But it wasn't that was slowing me down. It wasn't this game at all. Because, I mean, it's not that annoying. I just been really busy with my job. I think I mentioned before, but for those who don't know, I work at a federal campground. And it gets incredibly busy there, especially on holidays. Weekends in general are always busy, but holidays really bring out the worst of people. Sorry if I had only held on tighter. And I don't know why I read it along with him, that was weird. I'm weird, just ignore me. Okay, I missed. I think he did go in the jungle. See, that's what happens when you talk, tell stories, and you don't even pay attention to what happens in cutscenes, and you lose track of the direction that characters and enemies and everything else goes running off to. Okay, so it was back to Station Square. Whew, that's a nice sigh of relief there. Okay, yeah, I ignored what I said earlier. I was thinking we had to go to a different stage, but we don't, actually, so just completely ignore what I said. But here we are, back at Station Square. I actually know exactly where we have to go to. Oh, hello. Okay, so we know we're at a transition. This is pretty much at the point of the story where Sonic would have done the Speed Highway stage, as well as the Twinkle Park stage. So I guess we got to Twinkle Park before Sonic did his big, so, keep this timeline paradox in mind, everyone. But yeah, there he is. There's Froggy. But yeah, that's just what's been holding me up lately from getting around to more updates. Work's been extra annoying. I might cover into another video another time with what these actual annoyances are. Wow, you are pulsating like crazy. Okay, I already knew that. But yeah, we're gonna go to Emerald Coast. That is where our third action stage is at. At least Big Story doesn't take forever to get through. I am happy about that, if anything. Okay, so Emerald Coast is now open for us. And we are at Stage 3. So we're making good time progress, at least, if anything. And as usual, we have to find Froggy by fishing for him. But anyway, we have a Spongebob-esque theme song that plays here on Emerald Coast. When you come here is big. I do like this rendition of the song. Emerald Coast in general has a really good soundtrack for all the characters. I do like it a lot. Oh, I know what secret passage she's referring to. It's this big cave in the back here. If you sink down to the bottom, I don't think it's actually anything like particularly important, but we're gonna come back here nonetheless. And huzzah! We have some bubbles, some more rings. I can't remember exactly if there is like a special significance with coming back here, like maybe with a different stage. There are a lot of fish back here. I do think a lot of the fish for big stages, like not these smaller ones, but you'll see like the big ones here. Some of them have like the weirdest designs on them. There's some that look robotic. I mean, that is a theme with the Sonic games, you know. A lot of the animals have been roboticized, so to say. Oh, here we have like a tiger design fish. That was actually kind of neat. Okay, it was just rings, so... But that's the secret passage that Takao was referring to. Nothing big, just some bundles of rings that you can get. If anyone knows, like, the exact mechanics with how you can, like, be a perfectionist with big stages, please let me know. Because I would truly like to know how to properly work his stages. Okay, I already talked to you. And... okay, the frog you're looking for is up ahead. I don't know if she means like right here where the monkey's at, or if it's over like to the edge. I think it's over to this edge right there. I'll have to check that here in just a minute. Okay, don't you dare throw your bombs at me. Okay, let's get some more rings. And I think there's something else up here that we can get. Again, I just like to get as much treasure as possible. Oh, extra life. That is very handy. Especially if we fail with these stages, which I don't know if we're going to or not. Okay, yeah, Froggy's right in front of us. Right where I have the cursor at's where he's at. I don't know if he'll be able to see the lore from where I'm at. I could get those rings if I really wanted to. But I don't think I'm going to bother. I don't think Froggy saw it. Oh wait, yeah he did. Yes he did. Get him! Oh, I hate this part so much. And I don't even know exactly like what affects the pressure meter. But we got him nonetheless, so that was pretty effortless. I'm very happy about that. Froggy in general is not difficult to catch, but when you play the other like versions of these action stages where you get the other missions, they involve you catching other fish. It is super annoying. I kind of wish this wasn't on the game. I mean, nothing against fishing. Yeah, Gamma just appeared. And still Froggy, because if you guys remember, Gamma's story involved getting Froggy, as Dr. Eggman requested. Although this cutscene is a little more unique, because we didn't actually see this half of the story that occurred. But anyway, yeah, back to the fishing. I like fishing. Like, I actually have done fishing as a hobby in real life. I haven't done it here in a few years as of late, but it's a pastime I used to partake in with my cousins and my uncle and aunt. But it was something I enjoyed doing a lot. I kind of miss those days because we always had fun, like, hanging out. Just, it was actually like days where you just really were relaxing, you know, without a care in the world. It was relaxing. But the way the fishing works on this game is so weird. The pressure meter is the big thing that really bothers me. I mean, come on. Ocarina of Time's fishing was a few years before this was, I think, or around the same time. It might have been. So no, I take that back. Let's go back even further. Let's say Link's Awakening for the Game Boy Color and Game Boy, if you don't count the DX version of that. The fishing on that game was even more creative and fun than what it is on here. You know, you don't have to worry about no pressure meter and no wacky controls. I mean, why couldn't Sega have learned to make something a lot better than what this is? But anyway, if we push this button here, we can go into the hot shelter. Yeah, it happened pretty fast, but here we are already at the 4th action stage, and this is the last action stage for Big, actually. I'm already looking at my recording. I'm like almost at a half hour already. I shouldn't say already, because it actually hasn't felt that long. I do like this version of the Hot Shelter song that's playing, though. We actually come back here with a different the last character, Amy, since we haven't played as her yet. This is actually one of her stages, and I actually like that version of the stage where you play as Amy on here. I don't know what it is, but there is something cool about it. Okay, I'll go ahead and get the shoes. I don't know why I'd really need them, but... Oh, and I totally missed an upgrade. We could have got another lore upgrade, but I went ahead and skipped it anyway. I guess I could show it off screen or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'm not that really worried about it, because, I mean, we're right here. This is pretty much Big's last stage. Unless the cutscene lets us... Or, yeah, I think there's a cutscene that plays immediately after clearing this stage. I'll have to see if the game will keep playing after I complete this stage. It may or may not. If it does, I'll just get the upgrade then. But yeah, Froggy's right there. I don't know why, but we're like interrupted right in the middle of the stage. But anyway, push the button so that we can drain the water. Yes, we already found that out, Takao. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this extra life, though. Never hurts to have more. And Froggy was over this way. Right where all those Eggman boxes are at. Yep, he's right over here in the corner. I saw him. Okay. Now the thing is just getting him to notice us. Okay, we got him, so... Hit! Something's biting! That dopey sounding noise that Big makes. But anyway, we got Froggy. So that is the last stage. We luckily did not get to see the annoying parts where if we build too much pressure, Big loses a life. But yeah, that's what will happen if you let the meter fill up too high. If I haven't emphasized that yet. You pretty much die. You lose a life if that pressure fills up completely. And just like with any other character, we have an encounter with the mysterious Tikal of the Echidna tribe of old.
That's strange.
So we're going to have another perspective. That's a strange way I word that. Another. I guess I like to dissect words and create my own language the way I'd like to in my own head. That's just my thinking. Because you guys know, I apparently still need to learn to talk correctly every now and then with the way I tongue twist my own words. But as we slowly trudge over here, we can find Tikal yet again.
Is it all right for me to be here?
Ooh, mysterious puddles of power.
So these are the 7 emeralds.
I will go ahead and say the ordering in which we see all these different cutscenes really does not make sense, like the order that they're presented. But it makes sense because this is the way they're presented depending on which character's story you play. I guess the game does expect you to play like different intervals so that you encounter Tikal in such a way that you can put all the pieces together and figure it out on your own. But it's still wacky like how they're all jumbled and mixed, because this is obviously an earlier part of the backstory with Tikal.
The emerald that controls the 7 chaos?
It is indeed. Just right outside your village, too. That's another thing, too. The village of the Echidna tribe, aka the Mayans, as I like to look at it, is just right over the hill there. But for some reason, they don't know that it's there. Again, more video game logic. With why they didn't find it a lot sooner than they are now. Unless it wasn't always there, that's all I can figure. But yeah, apparently the game is hinting that Angel Island is what, or rather where the location of those 7 emeralds and the Master Emerald are at. Oh, thank you. So we can use the monorail now. Okay, I don't think I want to use the monorail though. I want to go over here. By these sweeper droids. This is a minigame that we can't quite play yet. We've passed it a few times. We can't play it as big though. But anyway, right here is our last lure upgrade. Lure power up. Pardon me. So we can use this to catch even bigger fish. And that is the strongest lure power up. I had to think for a moment there to think what it was called again. That is the last lure power up in the game that we can collect for big. Okay, get out of the way, droids. But anyway, they mentioned about the monorail, so let's go ahead and summon it so that we can get on. I do like the way they look. Although we have a very weird camera angle. But let's hop on in. Oh, but I wanted to be in the front. Yeah, as a kid, I totally obsessed with being obsessed of wanting to be in the front of the car and all that jazz. I think any kid really is like that. That's not uncommon. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and hop here then. And use the spring. Maybe. Okay, I don't think we can get up there with Big that well. So we'll just head over and go the long way. This game is so weird with Big's mechanics. The jumping sucks with him, that is one thing. But anyway, we see a floating fish of doom. And as we approach it, another cutscene happens. But yeah, since all the big stages are done, I figured I'd go ahead and explain a little bit with what's up with that. I think I may or may not have talked about this before. If I have, I'm sorry, but I had to say it anyway because it's relevant. But I think I've said before, I do have the History of Sonic book that was released, I think it was 2011 or something like that, or 2012. Can't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, I have the special limited edition version of the book, for those who are wondering. Basically has an alternative covering, and I think there's like additional content that wasn't in the regular release of the book. But I remember reading in there about Big. It said that, oh, hello. Nice shining colors. So the Lucky Charm has reenacted with Chaos. And here we have Chaos 6. But anyway, it said like the fishing stages with Big were put in very late into the game. For those who don't know, fishing is really, really popular in Japan. As I mentioned, like even myself, I liked fishing when I was younger. Still do, just haven't done it in so long. I'm not like an avid fisherman, and I didn't really catch much, but I still enjoyed going because it was a good like pastime for me to hang out with my family. The ones that I do like. But anyway, oh yeah, here, Chaos finally has its tail, even though the fish totally had a tail earlier. Again, more video game logic. And here's Mr. Eyebrows himself. Yeah, exactly. And if you couldn't tell, we are involved with the situation here. We have to somehow get Froggy out of Chaos 6. Oh, you say that, Sonic, but you know that Big has to be the hero this time.
Careful, Froggy. Don't worry. We'll get you back.
Oh, Big. Again, big dumb animal. I hate that stereotype. But anyway, as Takao has just stated here, all we have to do is approach Chaos 6. And it's really hard to see here, but there's basically a cursor that is on Chaos 6. And yes, the only way to lose rings is if you make physical contact with Chaos 6 himself. As I have done already repeatedly. But anyway, hit! And there we got Froggy. As Chaos 6 approaches us with his big gaping teeth right in front of our face. We have cleared this quote-unquote boss. But yeah, this is a very weird boss fight, I will admit, if you want to call it a boss fight. But yeah, this is basically the last part of the game for Big that's involved here. We are having a lot of long cutscenes here. But at the same time, I don't think I have to split this into many videos, actually. I'm tempted to just go ahead and do Amy's stages right now, because I am in kind of a mood, and it's been forever since I've last did any Let's Play videos for you guys, and I kind of feel bad for missing out in a week. That's the thing with this game. This is one of those projects where it's like, oh yeah, this will be done in a few weeks, no problem. And it's turned into months later, and I'm just now like getting to big stages. Rather, we're finishing up big stages, I should say, since I'm recording the last bit of it right now. But yeah, we hop on Tails' plane as the infamous egg carrier has been destroyed yet again. I mean, how many times have we seen this cutscene except from different angles of different characters? Yeah, I don't know. The game, like I said, just likes to try to establish the connectivity between all the characters. But apparently Big has reached paradise, as we've landed back at his home. Okay, that was totally safe. Of course I did the same thing. And yeah, Frog can totally survive a jump that big. Because Frogger can do the same. Not. That was so weird on that game, how, like, if you jump a certain height... I'm talking about Frogger 3D, by the way. Like, for the PC and the PS1. I had the PC version growing up. I actually have the PS1 version. But anyway, you know, side tangent. That's not my main point here. But the jumping mechanic on that game is weird. Like, if you jump a certain height, I think it was like 3 squares or something like that, you would die. Like, height-wise. It just did not make any sense at all. You'd think frogs can handle a little bit of height, as Froggy just proved for us. So jank, I call shenanigans. And hello, awesome shot of Froggy. Now I will admit, the Spongebob-esque, I don't know why I like to keep comparing it to SpongeBob. I guess because the instruments are tropical sounding like this song is. But this song does fit Big pretty well. As I mentioned, I'm still leery on Knuckles' theme with the jazz. Like I said, it's not that I hate jazz music, it's just I don't feel that it fits Knuckles that well. Now this song does, though. But yeah, with all that said, short premise of Big stages, they still went well. Like, as I play them, I actually did not have any problems. I guess because I remembered the annoying parts of the stages if you weren't careful enough. But his stages are still my least favorite, despite not dying. It's just the pressure meter with the fishing that kills it for me, though. If it wasn't for the pressure meter, I could probably enjoy the fishing on this game more. But yeah, that was the Sega team's whole idea behind the fishing mechanics. It was basically a last-minute addition, and they wanted to like give homage to their own country because they are based in Japan. But yeah, give a homage to their own pastime that they enjoy. Because as I mentioned, you know, Japan loves fishing. There are a lot of people in Japan who love to fish, and that is like a very popular hobby in their country. I mean, even in our country, the United States, fairly popular too, but in Japan it's big. But that was the whole point of having big stages in this game. It was kind of late. Actually, it was late. The book, The History of Sonic the Hedgehog, like I said, when I was reading it, wasn't that long ago, actually. That's where I mentioned earlier. If you go to, like, Big's biography page, it mentions about that for Sonic Adventure, with his stages being added very late in development. And that might be why there's, like, problems with his mechanics. Like I said, if you walk with him, it feels very weird. But that could also just be because of the fact that he's big, quite literally. He's a large actor model, so when you move something big around like that, obviously it's going to have a bit of sluggishness and jerkiness to it. The jumping sucks with Big. His climbing is superb, though. That is the one advantage with playing as Big. If you climb ladders, you'll be at the top in no time, because he climbs ladders very quickly. So I don't know how they were able to work that out. They should have just done the same for the other characters, if you think about it, though. It'd make their stages, or their gameplay, I mean, less annoying. Not necessarily their stages. Oh yeah, here's Takao. And that's another thing I remember from the history of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, Takao's biography section, I think it mentioned that Takao's name comes from a Mayan temple somewhere in Central America. I don't think it's like the Tenochtitlan city that most people know about when they hear of the Mayans. But they just said it was like somewhere in Central America. They might have even meant like in like the tip of South America at the top. I don't think the Mayans were quite that low down, though. The Mayans were more Mexican location. And then the Aztecs, and then the Incans. Because I know the Aztecs were Central American, and then the Incans were in South America, particularly around Peru. But they were in other countries, too. But that's what I remember from my history, anyway. But yeah, Takao's name comes from the name of a Mayan temple. So, for those who were wondering, here's your fact of the day for Takao. Oh, and apparently her name means bread in certain Indian languages too. Who knew? Kind of makes sense though for her. You know, because she is a peacekeeper. I don't know why, but I think I can visualize, you know, bread being a symbol of peace and happiness. And that's pretty much what Takao's pacifism, you know, really symbolizes. So there could be a bit subtlety there. But anyway, this is the end of Big's action stages. I think I will go ahead and do Amy's stages, but I am going to take a quick break, like 2-3 minutes, and then I'll get right back to recording here. But it's going to be probably split here anyway, so what I'm saying now shouldn't even matter to you guys. But I will be heading to Amy, the last character of the game, when I come back with more videos. Until then, this is ToadinWonderland. I will see you guys back with the last few videos of Sonic Adventure DX. See you guys later.